This podcast is intended for adults only. We do not condone the use of any illegal substances, and anything we consume is for educational purposes only.
Because, we should be afraid of a plant that grows from the ground. And, endocannabinoid system is, it's in your body and it produces cannabinoids. I mean, you know what? I'm going to stop because I'm going to rant. Just play the music, Mitch.
How you see in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too low, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. Hey, you can count on Trey, Cap, bring the loud pack.
You're listening to the Canna Kuyas podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Mitch Narito.
And we are live. We're live from the Buddha Lounge this time, guys.
Eric's behind me. He's unzipping the tents. He is currently pulling out some drying plants to trim. If you hear fans and stuff, it's because we are in the Buddha Lounge, so there might be a little more ambient noise in the background today. But it is all for a reason, and also, since we are in the Buddha Lounge, we could smoke.
Yep. This will be the first podcast where we're from the Buddha Lounge, live from the Buddha Lounge, trimming a harvest, doing all the things that we would normally do behind the scenes. We're doing live for you on the podcast. I mean, you can't see it because it's an audio podcast. But
Use your imagination. So Eric's, he's currently... Tell him what you're doing, Erick.
I'm literally pulling the stems off of the plant to kind of divvy it up so that I can trim it. And this jack is smelling wonderful. What do you think, Mitch? Have you smelled fresh jack before?
It has that gasoline smell to it.
It's really great, but I mean that's kind of what that's why I apologize. We missed another week. We haven't been week to week, but we're gonna try to start getting more regular as we go because there's so much going on in the Buddha Lounge, so much going on in the studio. We got the greenhouse going. I harvested my first jack out of the greenhouse just recently, and it's drying in the jar right now. But there's so much going on in the Buddha Lounge, and there's just so much going on in our lives that we kind of have not been weekly, but I feel like this is the jumping off point for us to go weekly again.
Yeah, like I feel I feel that when I hear this in playback before I edit this, like it's gonna sound like you're one of those field reporters. Like this is Erick Esteban reporting live from the Palisades. Like
I'm literally having all the damn. I'm juggling the plants as I'm trying to talk to you, Mitch. So it's a funny way to do a podcast, but at the same time, I thought it would be interesting to do anyway. And also, my living room is taken over by a bunch of other stuff. So where we normally record the podcast is a lot of family stuff in there. My kid's birthday and a whole bunch of like puzzles and stuff. So anyway, it's a lot of stuff going on at my house as of late.
I think you're good. At least we get to smoke. But let's give him a little grow update. So Erick showed me the plants earlier. He's got a lot of strains on rotation right now, which is pretty cool. Let's see. I got all the strains that are the new strains that are coming in.
Gelato 33 is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is still, I mean, Mitch and I were talking about all the different harvests that we've had and all the different things. Gelato 33 still remains to be the best weed I've ever smoked and the best weed I've ever grown. So that's back in the cycle, and we're doing Gelato 33. But we're also doing, because we got, from the people we got the genetics of Gelato 33, they did some crosses, and we got some seeds with Gelato 33 crossed with Legend OG. So we're going to grow that out as well. And then a strain that I'm really excited about, a new strain from Humboldt Seed Company. We're growing chicken and waffles, which apparently has maple notes to the weed.
I want to see what I want to taste what.
And I'm also growing out their famous blueberry muffins. Don't try. I'm always with the classics. And then we also have, what's that last one? Oh, Platinum GMO, which was the only one of the Cartier Crop seeds that actually was able to be up potted, because all the seedlings, most of those seedlings didn't grow. They didn't pop, which is a shame. But at the same time, it's just sometimes seeds don't pop. It's not a fault to anybody. But yeah, so that's we have the new stuff, but then we also have retained the Jack Herer. The DJ Short Blueberry is still drying and still curing. It is a slow process.
So we've come to the consensus that the DJ Short, you really have to take your time with it. It really takes a lot of time. Everything from growing to flowering to having it dry. Erick gave me a jar of it like a week or two ago, and it's still not ready to smoke. We tried it out, but it's very wet still. It's very moist.
And that was after 10 days of drying. Like I went longer than I would normally, and it just needs a lot of time, and it's fine. Because the end result, when it's ready and smokable, it's wonderful. So it's worth the wait. At the same time, not necessarily a strain that if you want to turn the strains over like I do, it's not necessarily a strain I'm going to keep in my garden for a long. Like once these two finish growing out, I'm cool with DJ Sharp.
Yeah, you said it was kind of hard.
Just hard to grow, hard to trim, just everything about it. Whereas the Jack Herer, the highest yielding, my new favorite sativa, and I didn't want to grow it. Remember?
Yeah,
you were the one who picked it,
mm-hmm.
and you picked it, and it's perfect, and some of the best and easiest, most satisfying growing experiences I've had is with Jack, because we yielded so much that first grow. We're about to experience the yield for the second harvest of it, and it seems much stickier and much.
I can smell it. It's very
it's so much more potent than that first round.
When I walked into the Buddha Lounge, or not even when I walked in, when I was stepping in, like the smell hit me right away. I think I told you that. I was like, dang, it smells pretty danky. That's pretty good. And then also we tried the Pineapple O.G. today.
Yeah, the Autoflower from Humboldt Seed Company. Great. I loved it. They are the most consistent of all the genetic companies. I grew their mint jelly first.
Mm-hmm.
We remember that was the one where we've sampled the 3 plants with Angie. Shout out to Angie, who just got her first harvest.
Yeah.
But the Pineapple O.G. is a wonderful, pungent, smokable. I mean, we've been smoking it all day, guys. And it's been wonderful.
I'm doing it up right now.
Yeah. You're smoking the leftovers, the one that I kind of pulled the keef off of for the trim that I dried.
Yeah. And one thing that I can't, I'm trying to figure out why is pineapple, like, I'm assuming it has to do with the color.
I think it's the coloring and the shape of the buds, because all the buds are really big and chunky, and they look like pineapples.
So I was trying to get,
even when it was growing, the top buds and really big buds were very similar in shape to. They look like little pineapples on the top of the.
Because it's not like a taste thing. You don't really.
I don't think it is. Although I could have swore that I smelled a little hint of pineapple, but I could have also just been. I drink a lot of pineapple juice, and I like pineapple very much, so it could just be me wishful thinking it, because I don't smell any pineapple now in any of the Pineapple OG. But I smell weed, and it tastes good.
Oh, man.
No, it's very good weed.
Smoking in Buddha Lounge is nice. I could blow O's.
See?
I feel like Gandalf.
You'll hear, you guys might hear a little tap tap, because I'm currently trimming the Jack Herer. So if I seem preoccupied in my voice, it's because I am preoccupied. I'm
trying to focus.
I'm trimming this weed, which I gotta say, like, the first time I trimmed weed side by side with Mitch, Mitch is still, he's going to learn. He's going to learn.
Well, I don't know what I was.
Yeah, no. I'm not even trying to crack on you. That's not even it. I was the first time I've ever trimmed next to somebody, and I just really enjoy trimming to the point where I realize like it almost comes naturally to me, and I really fucking love it. Although I got to get something to wipe my powies. Hold on.
I really didn't know what I was doing. Eric was just like, here, help me trim these. So I put on some gloves.
Oh, but you should tell him what you just did, because how easy it was here in the state of California.
Oh, yeah. So in addition to all the other stuff we've been doing this morning, I went out to get my medical recommendation card or license. Is it a license card?
No, it's your medical recommendation or your card. What does it say on the thing? I can't remember because I have mine right there.
It just says that I'm I've been evaluated and I qualify for this,
Right.
But now I can save some tax, like money on taxes,
Like how much money did you save just on what you did today? What you bought today?
Like probably, because taxes, it's probably like 17%, like 20% on top of like sales tax, and then how much the product actually costs. So like out the door, like just flat out, they were charging, I think it was 40, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to buy a 10-pack of pre-rolls, and it was 40 before tax and everything. Ended up coming out to be 50 even. But if I had paid the extra tax, that would have been another $10 on top. I probably would have paid 60.
Yeah.
So it would have been 60. So I saved a little bit.
Bro, and all that little savings adds up, man, because if you spend a lot on cannabis and you are in California and you don't have your license, you're missing out. Because
Eric is sweating up a storm. This dude, it's because you're sitting directly in the sun, I feel.
Yeah, that's why. But it's okay.
Can't you put your blind down?
No, I don't want to because the plants.
Oh.
I need all my plants to thrive, and that's why we're in the Buddha Lounge. We're doing this rough. I am roughing it for y'all in the sun.
Rough, rugged, and wild.
It's all good. I don't give a shit. That's what I am, closer to nature because of it.
But yeah, like we've been. So yeah, I got my card. I picked up a little something.
I bought edibles because that's really the only thing that I need to buy at the dispensary anymore, because, the only reason I would have to go to the dispensary is because my weed isn't drying properly or I mistimed my harvest. But at this point,
you also got a little soda. I
did. I got a little lemon drink, and as per usual, I drank 100 milligrams of a drink, and I'm here talking to you now, sitting normal, thinking I need to smoke a little bud, because edibles just don't hit me, bro.
I think it did hit you because you got really talkative.
Well, I'm talkative.
No, but like,
but I'm talkative all the time anyway.
No,
really...
but like, yeah, you're all the time, but like, you would have to admit that, like, I've been around you enough to know it's like, oh, that's sure. More than normal. Yeah.
Oh no. I even said it in the car. I'm like, oh, this is kind of I feel it in my eyes with this thing.
Yeah.
I feel it, but I'm not.
Feel it in my fingers.
Like the guy at the shop was like, yeah, man, I was messed up from my mom's wedding, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry for you because edibles just don't hit me like that.
No, like they don't really hit me like that, but like, yeah, like it. I look high off edibles. You know what I mean?
Do I look high right now?
Look at me. Eyes are a little hazy, a little glazed.
But that's normal.
No, when was that? Like, I'm trying to think of like the highest I've ever seen you. I think it was like when we were smoking the gelato for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I know that if you guys don't remember, I got lightheaded.
Yeah, he blacked out.
I didn't black out. Blackout is when you like don't remember.
Not blackout, but he spaced out for a minute.
Yeah,
like we didn't know where he went.
Like my soul left my body.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say that. But that's what I mean when I say gelato was the best weed I smoked ever, really, because it was really great. And when you do the research on the strain, Gelato 33 is the mother and or father plant to a lot of the strains that we love, like Girl Scout cookies and a whole bunch of different, and I'm sure misquoting and doing the confusing strains, but at the same time, I know that Gelato 33 has been used to crossbred to create some of the strains that everybody likes today. So, Gelato 33, baby. I'm back. It's back, and I'm excited for, it's going to be a 420 harvest, basically.
Yee.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I can probably flower out that one.
Eric is just going to force it. Whatever's not ready by 420, it's going to come out.
Because yes, last 420, I forced out harvest because I didn't have weed. But now, I mean, like with Jack, with even this Jedi cookies that I just trimmed, one plant, 2 jars, I'm good. Like I have a lot of different strains now that I could have a variety of weed to smoke and still not touch that DJ Short.
You have a veritable marijuana cocktail.
Yes, sir. And that for me has been the dream. And now I'm kind of living the dream with these plants. And, I don't want to say bring it down, but, like I talked about in my mom's eulogy that, because my mom was the one who taught me how to do plants. She's the one who gave me my first plants. And it wasn't cannabis plants. It was just the house plants around my backyard. And I learned how to grow plants and learned how to, I learned how to make plants grow better from my mom. And so, it's just carrying on her legacy of growing plants. I just happen to grow cannabis plants. And of course, not to retell the story because you heard it on the podcast, but this was the only medicine that worked for my mom at the end. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it, man, forever. Like I really, thank you, brother. But I believe that this was the medicine that helped my mom have comfort in her last days. And I think it'll be the medicine that gives me comfort in my last days. It's a medicine, and it's, and I'm so proud that I'm being able to cultivate it so well now. I mean, I'm looking at this fucking Jack Herrera, and look at this, bro. It's very nice. It's very what's the term for it in the cannabis industry? Where it's nice in the bag, it looks nice in the bag. It's bag friendly, I think is the term they use for it. I can't remember, but it looks nice in the bag. And this shit looks like, I remember I gave some weed to people that I work with, and they were like, Eric, did you spray this with something because it's sparkly?
Yeah, meth.
No, that's just the natural shit that's supposed to be on there that you don't get on there when you buy weed from other people.
No, and like since Eric, like he's been indisposed. Oh my god, I'm so high.
See, now you're so high. You're too high now.
No, it's okay though. Like I am just baking in the Buddha Lounge though. It is getting warm.
Take your hoodie off.
No, it's okay. I'm not sweating yet. So
okay. Okay. I'm sweating, as you can see.
Because you're active.
Nah, but I love this shit. This is like, I've been very happy because this trimming is not only been satisfying in as far as the garden, satisfying in as far as being a grower, satisfying as far as being a smoker, because the quality of weed that I'm growing is incredible, but it's also been therapeutic for me. I'm obviously going through a lot these past couple of days, past couple of weeks, and having plants to trim and, mindless just trimming and looking at this beautiful plant that I've grown and harvesting it and then curing it and then eventually smoking it. It's been a very therapeutic process for me too, man. It's been wonderful. And I can't advocate for it enough because, being around my plants, it's probably why my mom loves her plants so much. It's because probably the same reasons that I love my plants, but maybe not for the same reasons because I smoke my plants and hers were just house plants. But yeah, it's, this is fun, man. I love this shit.
I'm glad. And I'm always glad to partaking. All yours.
You're always happy to sample.
Yeah, all your hard work. It's very much appreciated. What else we got going on?
Well, no, I wanted to make sure that we had an episode because you told me you're going to Dallas. You're going to bring the Canna Kuyas. Well, not necessarily the Canna Kuyas, but you're going to bring Ube World, and you and Mikey are going to go down to open up the mic drop in Plano, Texas, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell everybody about that, and if you're in Texas, if we got some listeners in Texas, you'll be able to see Mitch live on stage in Plano, Texas, at the new Mic Drop Comedy. But you should tell them more about it because I'm getting preoccupied with what I'm doing.
Yeah. So we got Ube World coming up, Plano, Texas, February 23rd. It's going to be a Sunday, and I've got we've got like a good lineup, all Filipino comics. We've got Lila Hart, who's out there. Mark Bond from Chicago, he's going to be coming down. Going to be rocking it with Mikey. I think Brandon, I haven't met him, but I think Brandon Rodriguez.
Okay, cool.
Is going to be there. But it's going to be one night only.
One night only, guys.
So
if you're in Texas, and some of you Canna Kuyas and Marijuana Ates might be in Texas because we understand that there are still some places in the country where this beautiful plant is, criminalized and prohibited. And if it is,
yeah, suffice it to say,
Mitch will not be traveling with any of my grow while he's in Dallas, Texas.
Not traveling with any.
He's going to be drinking only.
I'll stick to alcohol and raising my cholesterol.
And to whatever you savvy Texan marijuana ates and Canna Kuyas bring to him at the show.
Oh my God! Hey, just remember, I can't use it all. But yeah, if you catch me,
if you're a listener of the show and Mitch won't be traveling to Texas with any, but if you are a savvy Texan who maybe even is a Canna Kuya full on and grows their own, you should probably shout out your boy and get him some weed because he won't have any with him. And homie's going to be fiending for it because he's just been smoking some of my homegrown all week this week.
It's okay. It's time for me to get belligerent drunk. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
No, not belligerent.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
not
that.
In Texas. Open carry's a thing. I don't want to get shot.
But this is cultivating conversations about comedy, creativity, cannabis, all that shit. So what are you thinking? This is your first time you're going to go do comedy in Texas. It's not going to be necessarily a cannabis friendly crowd, or it may be a cannabis friendly crowd, but you don't really know. So what are you thinking right now? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I think one of the things that I'm excited to try out is just seeing what I can find, over there, that I can talk about.
Sure.
Because for me, comedy has always been something that brings people together. So you always find that common ground.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, yeah.
Or if you find a differentiating point, you can step on it for a little while to make fun of it, but you don't have to necessarily beat it over the head to make people mad.
Yeah, no, because that's the one thing I don't want to. I'm not trying to go.
That's the thing I want to do.
I'm not trying to antagonize people.
No, I'm not.
I've always had a thing like people that antagonize people or that do it as a sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those types of people. I think they've just never met anyone that's over 6'5" or over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Because
they've never been punched in the face really hard
no,
before.
for real. When I was younger, I used to have a mouth on me. There was a very obnoxious version of myself, in my.
My first one-man show was called A Fight Club for One.
Yeah.
Which was all the different fights. It was a 45-minute show on all the different fights I got into. Because I got into a lot of them. Up into one recently with a dude from in LA when I got into a fight when I was walking my dogs. So I'm one to scrap.
Yeah.
That's me. So but at the same time I've had therapy since then, and I haven't had a fight since having therapy.
Since 24 hours ago.
No. I'll get into a verbal altercation with folks, and I won't let anybody get away with saying dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like this lady who I was at the bar, working at the bar where I work, and this lady was talking. Did you see that halftime show? That was the worst thing I'd ever seen. He didn't even know how to dance. It looked like he was walking around like a monkey. And I was like, oh, wow. Now, 25-year-old Erick would have been like, you are a racist old bitch and you should die.
Yeah.
It's probably what I should have said. But 50-year-old Erick was like, you know what? I think that what was happening was you couldn't understand what he was saying because he was really speaking a different language because it's two different cultures. Hip-hop culture is something that I grew up in. I'm 50 years old. Hip-hop is 50 years old, and I grew up in it. So I understood every word. But you, as somebody, an outsider, it'd be like if, a country singer was on the halftime show. I probably would have tuned out myself, but because that's not my culture. It's a different language. And she was like, she kept kind of repeating what she was saying, even though everybody at the bar, whenever she'd say the word monkey, I was like, wow, lady, you're really showing your ass out of here and at the bar.
Yeah.
But, that's
your right to say it,
I guess. But, conflict, confrontation, all that stuff, it's going to be a part of our society for a minute because of how, the internet is, how, our politics are, how all this shit is. And for me, I'm at a point here, you're listening to the Canna Kuyas. I'm cool to just chill, have my weed to smoke, and hang and chill with you here in the Buddha Lounge. You know what I mean? Like,
I've always been about bringing people together instead of dividing them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's why I'm so interested. I'm upset that I can't go, but at the same time, I have good reasons why I can't go. Shout out to Mikey for forgiving me, not forgiving me. That's not a word. But shout out to Mikey for I would love to be at the show, but I got to be with my kids and my wife and my family during this time because my daughter is celebrating a birthday and I'm going to be at the birthday party. So that's the only reason I'm not at Ube World. But the next Ube World I will definitely be there. Full show. But you're going to be there this Sunday, coming Sunday, because this come out this week. So you'll be in Plano, Texas this Sunday, the 23rd. Mic drop, Plano, Texas. What's the time? What time is the show?
Pretty sure we're starting at like 7.
So 7 p.m. Doors will probably open at 6:45. Oh, but I am doing it. Well, this will come out probably tomorrow.
You got a show coming.
I got a show at Haha, but we're gonna be doing that. This will come out tomorrow, which will be. I have a show at Haha today.
Stupid, but it's true. Yes, Erick will be at the Haha.
But we're also working on some bigger shows for 420, so you need to stay tuned because if you will be in the SoCal area during 420, you're going to want to celebrate 420 with the Canna Kuyas. That is faux show. But we should probably start wrapping it up. But I really, really, really think that we need to figure out something for the greenhouse because we got to talk about the greenhouse. We haven't really talked about the greenhouse only because the greenhouse hasn't yielded what I thought it would.
The plants look cool as hell though. Like the colors are coming out, but it's not like it's.
But the buds are really small.
Yeah,
or non-existent, and it's just.
It's aesthetics. It's aesthetics versus practicality.
Right, and it's harder to grow out there because I don't know that it's necessarily placed in the perfect spot for cannabis because cannabis needs as much light as possible, whereas some other things like strawberries or like the lettuce flourished in there, and until it got ridden with bugs, but and then eaten by fucking squirrels.
What the hell is? You need some security, man. Like everything's getting in
I
there.
just gotta sleep. I gotta sleep in the backyard with my BB gun and
defend your property.
Dude,
stand your ground.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, bro. There's so many critters, but there never used to be. That's the trip about what happens when you turn your soil good organically and you turn your backyard into a garden. It becomes a fucking forest because all the fucking animals want to come in and get the food.
The next time we check in, you're gonna be like, guys, I got attacked by a bear. Like,
what's gonna happen? What? Fucking mountain lion came in and cut my shit up.
Oh, hey, can you talk? Can you tell us that story that you were telling me about the reptile house?
Oh, dude,
So this is some local news.
Local news out of Burbank, California. So part of my one of my many hobbies is I have crested geckos with my daughters. They wanted them. My oldest wanted them when she was younger, and we've basically started breeding them, and we have like four crested geckos currently in our house. So I go to Scales and Tails. Shout out to Scales and Tails. They went through an ordeal. They don't need to sponsor me or anything, but they're a great place. I've known the owner, Vahe, for years. And my wife was driving by I guess last week, and they were like, Erick, somebody broke into Scales and Tails. There's a car that drove right through the front door. And I'm like, oh, shit. Well, I'll find out what happened the next time I get crickets. And sure enough, the next time I got crickets, I'm talking to the dude, and he's like, first, one of the people who was waiting in line, also seeming to be a regular, was like, oh, when you hear this story, you're going to want to write a script because this is like a movie. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. And so apparently this meth head crashed his car into the front door of this reptile house, and then decided to crack the glass of the cases open with his fists and steal the lizards and put them in his pockets. So he put a bunch of lizards in his pockets from what are those
just a bunch of different
lizards and shit. Okay, and he put them in his pockets, breaking the glass, and then he took a 12-foot python that they keep in there as like a pet store pet type of thing where it's not for sale, but they keep it in there. And so anyhow, he stole all those things, put them in his car, drove them back to his house, and put them in his bedroom and closed the door. Didn't put them in any cases, just put them in the bedroom and closed the door. Sure enough, this fucker gets arrested again, and his family discovers all the lizards in his bedroom by opening the bedroom door, and all the fucking lizards started running out, and they were freaked out by it, but then they grabbed all the lizards, and then the family, which I really think, and we've deduced when I told you that story, not that smart.
Not the brightest. Not the
smartest family as a collective, like a dumb family, because they tried to sell the lizards and the 12-foot python that, again, is a pet of the store back to the store. And when the store found out who they were and how they were trying to contact them, they called the police, and the police ran a sting operation and caught him and then got arrested him. And one of the craziest, he almost lost me when he said he put the lizards in his pockets. But I can't imagine. And that's why, guys, this is the Canna Kuyas podcast.
Don't do meth.
Stick to cannabis.
Yeah.
Don't do meth.
Don't do meth.
Because you might do some crazy shit like
that. Even if
cannabis never made me want to stick some lizards in my pockets and have a ball python run loose in my bedroom. Never ever.
Oh my God. No, there has to even if you were to think of something logical, okay, maybe he thought he was freeing them, or he wanted to have them as his friends or whatever. It still doesn't make a lick of sense.
Not even a little.
City of Burbank. What's going on with you?
No, it's not the city of Burbank. It's some meth heads. I say, guys, again, you're listening to the Canna Kuyas podcast, so you need to stick to cannabis. Don't be messing with meth.
Well, I think we're coming up on our time. You've been listening to the Canna Kuyas podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm Mitch Narito.
And I am Erick Esteban. Stay tuned for more grow updates.
It's been good catching up with y'all. To all our marijuana ates and Canna Kuyas, stay lifted.
Whoa. Stay elevated, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Rate, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Yeah, I got my hoodie on, now peep the chest as human catalyst. Downtown Chula Vista, on 3rd Ave where I go cop some shit. Fuck a thief, So fuck zoomies, yeah, they whack ass jacket shit. Yeah, I move too swift, so I'm striking silence. Fuck the violence, man, check my mileage, cause I got driving. First tour, I drove 6 states, never thought I'd be there right by my side, man. What a time it is to be alive. See, I'm charged up, feeling energized, build an enterprise, move supersize. Y'all let you like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize. Yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. Ay, you can count on Trey Cap, bring the loud pack. Ay, get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run. Yeah, keep the up or leave the fuck a Folgers. Little bitch, I make the beat and drop the full verse. I just hit a steelo, I got dripped up. Package born and raised, bitch, I got dripped up. Y no se compara. Yo estoy con mi pana, se llama Trigger, fumando ganja. Estamos con Cali, fumando en Cali, yo sé que traen ganas. Ella me dice, papi, que terminamos la cama. Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. Ay, you can count on Trey Cap, bring the loud pack. Ay, get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run.
Yeah, we got hits like Tatis and Machado. Man, we know you're not a leader, cause all our moves you just follow, packing big bowls. You know we just scooped up that gelato, cause I smoke killer. My shirt iller, yo, ask our dealer, we the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.